Hi, everyone. This is Annette. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Annette Schellenbarger, and I'm a registered nurse and an Ayurvedic practitioner. And I get a lot of questions about digestion. So today I wanted to talk about your digestive system and a few things you can begin doing for your digestion. As we know, a lot of the major diseases, from simple things like a skin rash to some major stuff like heart disease, begins in our digestive system. But there are things we can begin doing to fix our digestion. And for many of you, you start noticing digestive symptoms early on before disease settles in. So let's talk about these symptoms and let's talk about what you can do to alleviate the symptoms and begin healing your digestive system. Now, I'm going to be talking to you about your digestion from an Ayurvedic perspective. So if some of the lingo is new for you, then you might want to take my course, Ayurveda for Your Life in Biz, or schedule an Ayurvedic consult with me so we can go over your constitution and so you can have a better understanding of what Ayurveda is. But Ayurveda is an ancient healing modality that comes from the region of India. And as a registered nurse, I have to say that it is one of the most profound medical systems. It's very common sense. It goes with the rhythm of nature. It has changed my life around, my digestive system. It has healed me on so many levels, my digestion, my body, my mind, my spirit. And I totally 100% believe in the power of Ayurveda. And it's simple for the most part. It's very common sense. So some of the things that I'll be sharing with you are very simple, easy to do. And a lot of the herbs that I will be recommending, some of them you have right there in your cupboard. So let's begin with the most common type of digestive issue that is associated with the Vata dosha. And the Vata dosha, without going in too much detail and giving you, an Ayurveda class here, the Vata dosha consists of the elements of air and ether or space, and has the qualities of being cold, being rough, being dry, and being very mobile, just to mention a few. All right, I'm going to share a document with you so it can be much easier to follow. And if you are on my email list, you will get this document. You will have it in the email. All right, let's see here. Okay, Vata type digestion symptoms. So, some of the symptoms you may notice when you have a lot of the air and ether qualities are gas, mild, dry, hard stools, occasional constipation. So this can be variable. Some days you may be constipated, some days you're not. You might also have daily constipation, which then means that you're having even more severe digestive symptoms, straining, and bloating. So these are some of the basic Vata type of digestive issues. All right, let's see here. One of the first things we recommend whenever we notice that we have digestive issues is to follow a proper eating guideline. So for many of us, that is where we have gone wrong, or that is where we have kind of gotten out of alignment. And in this stressful, fast-paced world that we live in, it's easy to do. So this eating guideline that I have here, there's 9 major points here that I have. We'll go over them here in a second. It's very, very important for any type of digestive issue. So we always go back to, let's look at how we're eating and let's begin to fix that, because this is one of the major ways that we get out of alignment. And it's also one of the first things that we need to do when we begin to fix our digestive system. So first and foremost, we need to keep a consistent and regular time of eating our meals. So that means that we should not be eating our meals at different times of the day. So one day we're eating our breakfast at 9, the next at 12, the next at 6 a.m. That is way too inconsistent for our body. We need to keep it within 10 to 20 minutes. And the reason for this is because you want to allow the body to begin to be trained and to anticipate when your next meal is coming. And it begins to prepare itself for the nourishment that's coming in. So this is very, very important that we keep consistent and regular time for eating our meals. The next point is to avoid snacking and avoid eating less than 3 hours in between meals. So we want to give our body a good 3 to 4 hours in between meals to allow the digestive system to complete digestion. It utilizes a lot of energy. So if we begin to eat like 2 hours or 1 hour after we just ate, it really confuses the body and it expends way too much energy, and then it becomes inefficient at digestion. And again, this is where digestive symptoms then begin to come in. The third point is we want to make sure that we eat our food very slowly and chew thoroughly. So chew your food and chew it slowly. Most of us are rushing through our meals, and I have to say that, you know, where we work makes a difference. So I know some of you only have 20 minutes to eat your meal, your lunch meal, or 30 minutes, and that's a shame because that doesn't give you enough time. But do the best you can. Again, these eating guidelines are 80% of the time that we're doing them, not 100% of the time. But for the most part, try to eat your food slowly and chew it thoroughly. All right, the fourth point, eat without distraction. I can't emphasize this. Really, this is probably one of the most important points. Changing the lighting here a little bit because I feel like I'm in the dark. So eating without distraction means that you do not have the TV going on and you're eating in front of the TV, or you're eating while you're working on the computer, or you're eating while you're having a meeting or having an argument with someone. No, that's a big no-no. So you want to eat without distraction, quietly. And if you can eat in silence, that is the best way to eat. But keep the conversation light. So eat without distraction. Allow the mind and the body to accept the food that's coming in. This is a sacred time. You should consider it almost like a meditation time. This is where the food is going to become a part of you. So it's sacred. Treat it as such. All right, the fifth point, eat until you're 75% full. How many of us have eaten and we have to unbutton and we're like, oh my God, I can't move. Somebody's gonna have to roll me off of this chair. No, again, big no-no. We don't wanna do that. We wanna eat until we're only 75% full. That means that you have a good 25% there that's empty space, and it'll allow your stomach to churn and really break down the food that you've eaten. Sixth point, take only half a cup of fluid with meals. So if you go out to dinner, for example, you'll notice around you, just take a look around. Whether you go out to dinner or lunch, you'll notice these huge glasses of ice water or soda water that people are drinking. And what you're doing when you're drinking these large glasses of cold beverage, whatever it may be, iced tea, whatever it is, you're just putting in cold water, cold fluid into your stomach and putting out the digestive fire. So consider your digestion like a little campfire that you want to keep going. You need that fire, that metabolism going to break down the food. And if you're adding a lot of fluid, and especially cold fluid, you're putting that fire out. So again, you want to only take a half a cup of fluid with your meal. And if you're eating something that's very soupy or has a lot of liquid already in it, you don't even need to be drinking anything. Hydration should come before or after meals throughout the day, not during your meal. All right, and the seventh point, of course, is avoid cold liquid. So you don't want to be drinking anything cold. It should be warm or hot, and your meals should be warm, especially if you have digestive issues. Avoid anything cold altogether. The eighth point, rest for 20 minutes after your meal. So you want to give your body an opportunity to do its work and not expend energy trying to do other movements. So rest for 20 minutes. Give your body an opportunity to digest. Don't get up off the table and start running errands or start exercising or moving too much. Your body doesn't have enough energy to do all those things. All right, and finally, eat your largest meal between 12 and 2. This is what we call the pitta time of day. It's when the sun is at its highest point, so your metabolism is at its strongest. So this is the time that you can enjoy your largest meal. This will prevent you from becoming overweight, and it will definitely prevent digestive issues. Because like I said, your digestion is at its optimal here. It's between the hours of 12 and 2, depending, of course, where you live. But for the most part, it's when the sun, like I said, is at its highest point. All right, now some of the herbs that you can use if you do or if you are experiencing the symptoms that I mentioned here, which have to do more with Vata dosha, which consists of the elements of air and space or ether. The herbs that you can bring in to your daily routine. You can use these herbs as teas. You can bring them in to put them in your food when you're cooking. Triphala, for example, one of the herbs there, you can take it before you go to bed or 2 hours after dinner. This helps with strengthening the colon. It helps with peristalsis, and it's a mild laxative, although it's non-habit forming. It's an excellent herb for anyone who has any dry stools or straining or constipation issues. But some of the herbs that I have here are licorice, shatavari, ginger, asafoetida, black pepper, cinnamon, hinguastica, cumin, nutmeg, triphala, as I was saying, psyllium, and you want to make sure that that's ground psyllium, and cascara sagrada. So these herbs, for the most part, are heating herbs, and they're meant to keep or ignite the digestive fire. Some herbs, like licorice, are demulcents. They actually bring in more, they help to hydrate the body or hold on to moisture, which we need when we're all dried up, as we have, if we are experiencing dry stools, we have a lot of dryness going on in our system, and Vata is associated with dryness. Other herbs like hinguastica, for example, help with, again, digestive fire, with gas. And then, of course, we have the triphala, the psyllium husks, and the cascara sagrada, which are all laxative and help dispel and help with bowel movements, help us get those bowel movements out. Because if you're not having a daily complete bowel movement, then you are accumulating toxins in your body and you are open to disease. So you don't want to do that. You want to have a daily complete bowel movement, and a complete bowel movement consists of a good 12 inches of fecal matter. And preferably you want to have that within 2 hours of waking up in the morning. So these are my tips for anyone that has these types of digestive symptoms: gas, dry hard stools, occasional constipation, straining, and bloating. You also may be noticing that you have drier skin, that you have cold hands and feet. These are all part of the Vata dosha that is aggravated and goes along with some of these digestive symptoms. Now, if you want to know more about Ayurveda, if you want to know more about your own particular constitution, if you need help with your digestive issues or any other symptoms, then there are different ways that you can work with me. First of all, I'll give you the simplest, easiest way. is to download my guide on what to eat for your constitution, and the link is provided in the email that is coming to you. So if you're on my email list, you'll get the link. But you can always go to my website, AnnetteSchellenbarger.com, and Done For You products. If you click the tab for Done For You products, there is an ebook that I have on what to eat for your dosha. So you can download that. And it gives everything that you can have, from herbs to liquids to fruits, vegetables. It breaks everything down for each constitution. So it's a great guide, and you'll get one for each dosha. Or if you know what your dosha is, you can just choose that particular dosha. So you can buy one, or you can purchase all three. And there is, I believe, a discount if you purchase all three. Another way that you can work with me is, of course, to email me, and we can schedule an Ayurvedic consultation. And this involves 2 hours with me, so about an hour and a half for the first consult, and then about a half an hour, 45 minutes for the follow-up. And you can begin working with me in that matter. Or if you really want to know what Ayurveda is about without having to go to Ayurveda school and become an Ayurvedic practitioner yourself, you can join my program, which is open right now, Ayurveda for Your Life in Biz. And it is at 2017 prices. It's a ridiculous low price. You'll get to work with me on a monthly basis. You'll get all the modules, everything that you need to understand and learn how to use Ayurveda in your life, and also be able to help others and teach others. And this is great for any of you that are in the medical profession. It's a wonderful adjunct, holistic medicine approach that you can use with your clients. So I teach you everything you need to know about Ayurveda in the modules. You'll get 5 modules plus some bonus modules. And you begin getting these modules as soon as you sign up, and you get one every week, so you're not overwhelmed, but you go at your own pace. And then I have monthly Q&A calls, live calls on Zoom, where you can join me and we'll talk about any questions that you have, case studies, anything at all that has or pertains to Ayurveda. So those are the ways that you can work with me. All right, so stay tuned. You'll be receiving the next video where I talk about Pitta type of symptoms. All right, have a beautiful rest of the day. Take care.